Hello everyone and welcome back into another video. Today we're once again back in Warframe with another build, and this time we're having a look at Volt Prime. He is one of the starter Warframes and his main focus is being really fast and spreading electricity all over the map with his abilities. He is probably the only Warframe in the game that can do any mission and still be great at it, and he also has one of the coolest skins in the game. But that's enough introductions for now, so let's jump into the build. Let's start from his abilities, and first of all we have a very simple passive. While moving on the ground you generate 10 more damage per meter traveled, and this damage will be unleashed on your next attack. This can be your abilities or your weapon damage or whatever, so it's a great idea for a passive, it just isn't that great anymore. Then we have his first ability called Shock. It's a very basic ability, you cast it and you shock enemies in front of you. The attack can chain between 5 additional enemies and it has a nice range of 50 meters. Then we have his second ability called Speed, and as you can imagine this ability will make your Warframe move faster, but it also increases your reload speed and melee attack speed, so that's pretty cool. Then we have his third ability called the Electric Shield, and this ability as well doesn't have a very interesting name. It's just gonna be a shield that you place on the ground and it blocks all incoming projectiles. You can also pick up the shield and move it around. Every projectile that goes through the shield will deal extra electricity damage. It will also have its crit damage doubled, and this extra electricity damage will also combine with your weapon elements, so keep that in mind. If you pick up the shield and run into enemies, you will knock them over, which is kinda funny. You can have up to 5 shields on the ground at any moment, and you can use your shock on the shield to make them electrified and shock enemies that go through the shield. And this is how the electrified shield looks like. As you can see, it has this shock arc going all around it, so that's how you're gonna shock enemies. And finally, we have Discharge. This ability allows Volt to shock all enemies in range, and they will also emit these additional discharges. This lasts for 6 seconds. After 6 seconds, the enemies will stop, discharging each other, and the ability will run out. For today's build though, we are not gonna use the shield, we're gonna use Wrathful Advance, and what the ability does is it increases melee crit chance by a lot, and that's additive crit chance, so it's just a flat amount we get on our weapons. You can either tap the ability to target an enemy and perform a navy attack, or hold the ability and teleport wherever you want. And this is how it looks like. You can hold the ability, and as you can see there's a marker that shows where you can go. It's 18 meters with this build, so it's quite a long way, like it's a nice movement ability. And also we gain the crit chance buff, as you can see over here, almost 200% crit chance. Or you can target an enemy and tap the ability, and that will perform a heavy attack and also give you the buff. Now moving to Archon Shards, we are using some expensive Violet Shards, so if you don't have many Archon Shards, I do not recommend making these shards because they are, again, very expensive, but they do increase your damage by a lot, so if you have the resources, I think they are worth it. In total, we are using 2 Azure Shards with shield capacity, 2 Violet Shards with 37% more melee crit damage, and when the energy pool is over 500, this damage is doubled, which means 74% and 74% more crit damage. And finally, we are using a Crimson Archon Shards with ability strength, and these are the mods I am using. I have Growing Power in my aura slot for more ability strength, Prime Sure-Footed to resist knockdowns, Ogre Message and Prime Continuity for more ability duration, Transient Fortitude for more ability strength at the cost of some ability duration, Archon Stretch for some range and also to generate some passive energy when dealing electricity damage with their abilities, Prime Flow to increase our energy pool, Adaptation to build damage resistance, and then we are using 2 augments. We have Capacitance that converts 3% of damage dealt by our 4 into shields, and we are also using Shock Trooper. This way, when we hold our first ability Shock, we gain more electricity damage for our weapons for a very long time. Then I'm using Molt Augmented for more ability strength and Molt Efficiency for more ability duration. If you want to spam your abilities even more, I suggest removing Molt Efficiency and instead using Arcane Energized, but I'm comfortable with just Archon Stretch, so that's why I'm not using it. Moving to the weapons, you can use any primary and secondary weapon you want. I am using the Strum Prime with its Incarnate form, and these are the evolutions I went for, and the build I'm using is just a pretty basic crit build. Then I'm using the Grimoire, and this is to gain 60% more ability duration after using the Alt Fire on this weapon. And finally, you can use any melee you want, although I do recommend using weapons that have a lot of status, because crit chance is not gonna be our problem. In my case, I'm using the Dual Ichor, and these are the Incarnate evolutions I choose for this weapon. And the build is a mix of gas and melee influence because we will apply electricity to the weapon thanks to Shock Trooper. Then I'm using Amalgam Organ Shatter for more heavy attack wind-up speed. And I'm using the new mods Galvanized Steel and Galvanized Elementals to boost my damage even more. If you want to use another melee, you can also build for Blast, and that is because this weapon comes with base Toxin, and this will combine with our electricity to make roll saves, and that means melee influence won't work. As my focus tree, I'm using Madurai for the usual 50% more casting speed and 40% more papa strength. And you can use any companion you want, but of course a Panzer Vulpaphyla will be your best option because it does spread viral. This is the build I am currently using on the cat, and this is the build I'm using on its claws. Okay, and that's pretty much the build. Let's now see it in action. So the rotation looks something like this. You want to shoot an enemy, the way we activate Growing Power. Then we want to cast R1, R2, and Wrathful Advance. And everything is gonna die the moment we attack something. Because we are pretty much applying so many gas procs and electricity procs that enemies cannot take that, so they don't last that long. And of course we can use this to move around as much as we want. We still gain the buff, we just hit something and everything dies. It's as simple as that, and I don't think there's anything else to say. We just use R3, attack a couple times maybe, and everything is dead. It's as simple as that. And of course, if you want to use any other melee, that's still gonna be fine. You won't see these toxin clouds, but the electricity damage and gas damage will kill everything in sight. And additionally, we have our 4 to replenish our shields by an insane amount, and that makes us pretty much immortal. Also, if your cat strips enemies of their armor, we can use our 4 to kill them as well, because it's really good. Also remember, we can use Madurai to gain even more papa strength and also some casting speed. The way we can cast our 4 even faster, and that also applies to all our abilities. And as you can see, we can deal with these high-level enemies just by using our abilities, which is pretty cool. And you won't see enemies that survive these attacks most of the time, because it just deals that much damage, even if we were to spawn some Eximus units instead. So corrupted heavy gunners, but they are this time Eximus units, so they are a bit tankier. This build will work pretty much the same way. It might take like one more hit, but I don't think so. No, never mind. It's nothing survives. And that is pretty much the whole build. It's just that powerful and that easy to use. I'm now going to leave you guys to the showcase where I test the weapon in a 10-minute survival against greenery enemies in Stealth Path, so you can see how the weapon performs in a more realistic scenario. If you enjoyed the video, remember to leave a like and subscribe for more content. Have a great rest of the day, and bye-bye.
So quiet, try to hide it. If a new thought form, you can swallow it down. Empty stares, never question the illusion. If you play alone, they will leave you to drown. Stand up, 'cause we are the
smoke them like drugs. You like seeing me hurt, but I bet you ain't noticed that. You noticed that. You, I bet you ain't noticed that. You noticed that. You smoke up, then I wake up, get into it. I know that I'm a bad man, nothing to it. I do that, kinda knew that, don't tell me. I know that we'll be fine someday, my love. Slowly losing my mind over you. Burn them like fire and smoke them like drugs. You like seeing me hurt, but I bet you ain't noticed that. You noticed that. You, I bet you ain't noticed that. You noticed that.
The Operators has just made their first discoveries. Keep up the good work. When you need it, extraction is ready.